Outpost. Infinity. Siege. This here is my outpost. Officially, it's known as Outpost 11, but I call it Fortress Epsilon Alpha, version 2. I'll explain more about what happened to version 1 later. This outpost is primarily used to send materials and other useful items back to the headquarters. I get these materials myself on foot, bring them back into this base, and then ship them off while defending it from hostile robots and those weird alien-looking things that have been attacking me recently. It's normally a pretty calm process. I'm under no strict time limit. I can take as long as I want. All of these weapons are here for my protection, and if I need anything, I can usually make it here at this base or find it out in the wilds. This thing right here is called the core tower. It's responsible for giving power to all of the components in the outpost, as well as projecting a field that protects and boosts our physical abilities while we're within the area of the base. This is also where all of the components, materials, and other items get sent. We'll stash them here, the door will close, and then a box gets sent up via wire to the headquarters. The problem, though, is that this creates a whole lot of noise, almost always guaranteeing that any hostiles within the area will come and attack the outpost, so we do have to defend it once we send the order to retrieve materials. That, of course, is where all of the guns and turrets come in. The second floor of my outpost is primarily used for storage, and that's about it. The batteries up on the ceiling store energy so that I can use any components that I need. I usually use the core to scan for items so I don't have to look too hard. It can also be used to... what else can this thing do? I can use it to open doors that are electrically powered and locked remotely, and some other useful functions. The boxes on the ground store basic materials. These things are used for on-site... oh, the turrets are going off. Ah, it's fine. They've got the situation handled. Anyway, as I was saying, the boxes are used to store common materials used for on-site crafting. I'll use this for the command mode to build things like additional guardians, which are robots with guns attached to defend the base, or any forward operating bases in the field. It can also craft things like barricades to funnel the enemy away or around key locations, crafting on-site ammunition, because these turrets do use ammunition. They're not magic and they don't shoot energy beams. A little bit dark in this corner, but tucked away back here is where I keep the ammunition creators. These use the materials that we store on site in order to craft large boxes of ammunition This keeps all of the machine guns and the turrets outside of the base nice and full, ready to deal with any robots that come too close. And this is the command mode that I mentioned earlier. From this location, I can get a bird's eye view of all of the components on the outside of the base, the machine gun turrets. I can even command the Guardian here to move and engage targets as needed. So, as you can see, we've got some robots down there moving. They're a little on the stiff side, but once we move our Guardian, and they're within the range, we'll look for these over here. Guardian engages and eliminates the targets. This means that I can safely neutralize targets from the safety and comfort of the outpost. Let's move in a little closer. The only thing that I really have to worry about is this thing running out of ammo. But it's not a big deal, even if it does. As you can see, it's very effective at its combat. It is taking some damage, but it's not a big deal. I have fabricators that can make more. Just like that, an unknown number of hostiles have been eliminated, meaning that I'm free to explore this particular area on foot with less things to worry about. This here is just one of the areas and what it looks like when you're out looting. Old dilapidated ruins, buildings, garages, malls, schools, houses, anything. You'll see stuff on shelves, in cupboards, shipping containers, and they can vary from old food to armor, weapons, schematics, grenades and explosives, or just basic stuff like metal, lumber, polymer, things of that nature. Anything that can be used at the headquarters to craft more components for the outpost and further the fight against the AI robots. So sometimes the mission is to acquire a specific material and send it back to HQ. So we're gonna go get that right now. Clear through some of these enemies. I think I'm using electro ammo. We'll go over our weapons and how they work at a later point in time. So here is the composite fiber container that they want. May as well get some other goodies while we're here. What is this? Oh! An electronic component. Something about that component was strange, so we're gonna give that kind of high priority to go back as well. Just a quick scan. While you're exploring the field, sometimes you'll come across these comm stations. Activating them sometimes uses energy, sometimes it doesn't, but it'll give you a buff that's only active while you're deployed on this particular tour. Got the desired items, so let's go back. One cool strategy that you can do is being chased. blink at some enemies, and then lure them into the firing line of your outpost. So this is what the core tower looks like when it's got materials inside of it. You can hear the turrets outside going a little bit nuts. But that just means that they're doing their job. Sorry, I'm trying to get a little organized here. We want as much to go back as we possibly can every single time. Now that we've got that loaded, we can start our regular recovery. So let's go ahead and do that. And then if we go outside, you can see that enemies are starting to attack the base. They've got a drop pod coming down. But they're trying to get to that container, which goes up through the top, and gets sent to the headquarters. Now, as you can see, our base has everything under control, but here's a problem. We gotta make sure that they're not using too much ammunition. So sometimes it's important for an operative to leave the safety of their base and go take the fight directly to the enemy. Uh-oh. That one's gonna be a problem. Alright, enemy eliminated. We are free to extract, but we always kind of want to check the aftermath of a big battle like that to see if there are any more goodies. And as you can see, there are absolutely some goodies. But we don't want that. Now here's where things get a little bit dicey. It's time for recovery day. On the left, you can see all of the items that we've collected in this exploration. At the top, you can see the threat level of the enemy as we try to make it back to headquarters. That threat level goes up with the more items that we're set to take back to base. So, right now it's set to 150 seconds at threat level 3. Once we put in all of the items, you see that it's jumped from 3 to 5 at 248 seconds. Now, I'm pretty confident that my base can handle it and my strategies will work. So we're going to go ahead and proceed. Alright, it is recovery day, and unfortunately, I don't have too much time for the enemy attacks to mess around. These are the possible attack directions. Our base is here in the middle. I'm using my Guardian Fabricator to make a Frost Guardian, as well as a Punisher Guardian. I'm using command mode to control them directly from the safety of the base. These 3 Guardians are going to head to the front line. The bulk of their forces will come straight ahead. I want them at this outpost here. So the 3 of them together are going to move. This is going to be our first line of defense. Now I can only build within the blue area of the field here, but I can expand that by using these. They're called Titan spikes, excuse me. Then we throw up some barricades. I want to place down some machine guns. Titan spikes are offensive, so they'll also attack the enemies as they come in close. We don't have a whole lot of materials right now, so I'm going to use our Guardians as a bit of a replacement for actual machine guns. These outposts will gather materials remotely by zapping items in their area. That's why our material bar on the left underneath the minimap is going up. Okay. Here we go. The enemies are coming down. I want this Guardian to pull back a little bit. I definitely want this Guardian to pull back. We'll place another tower here. The walls are doing what they're supposed to do. They are starting to break through. That's okay. We're breaking through our defenses a little bit, but this is just the most forward outpost. It's not a big deal. No need to panic just yet. We get materials by destroying the enemy, so we can replace these defenses as necessary. And if things get too bad, we can always join the fight directly. Place down another machine gun. Now the problem here is that the machine guns and the Guardians are starting to run low on ammo if they're not being destroyed currently. So we're going to have this one fall back to the second outpost. We don't want to abandon the forward one just yet. Still got plenty of juice. This Guardian is completely out of ammo, so we're going to bring it all the way back to base. Lost another facility, but not a big deal. Let's get back to placing our defenses. Seeming to focus this side a little bit more, which is alright. So as you can see, it's pretty unlikely that they're going to even break past the most forward base, let alone reach the outpost directly. Which is good, we like that. Okay, but we are out of materials. Yeah, they destroyed a turret, that's alright. Actually, you know what? They might actually take this one. That's okay. They don't have enough time to reach us. Alright, so they did get the forward base. Alright, so we just got a notification that they did launch a flanking attack. But this is the last wave. Gonna jump into the fight directly this time. And hold our position. Fortunately, I don't have any ammo. So they actually will reach the base after all. Alright, that's it for the flank. Still have a horde incoming. It's my armor. Fall back. Alright, the area has been secured. Now, because we said that we were going to hold our position, we actually have time to loot the area. So we can come back to our tower, do an area scan. As you can see, this area did have a lot of loot. Door. We can just take our time and loot this area until we're satisfied. Blockers. Portable light turret. Okay. Sorts of goodies. Now, the unfortunate thing is that we can't call for material extraction at this point, so we can only take back what we can carry on our person. Enemies up on that second floor. Oops. I overshot that. Need to reload. Normally the order to withdraw would take priority, but we just did that good. Nice, we got Zen parts. 2 enemies upstairs, but they're nothing to worry about. He's frozen. And we're clear. The only thing left to do now is return to headquarters. And just like that, successful tour.